Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Unacademy. So, guys, in this session, I'm going to discuss you a few things related to time, speed, and distance. So, this is the part one, and today itself, I'm going to teach you part two as well. So, today is Sunday. So, guys, आज हम यहाँ पे करने वाले हैं almost 4 hours of teaching time, speed, distance. So, I would definitely like to teach you this topic in a stretch. तो इसमें काफ़ी सारे सब कॉन्सेप्ट्स है, स्मॉल स्मॉल कॉन्सेप्ट्स है दैट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. तो मैंने इसको डिवाइड किया है 3 पार्ट में, जिसमें पार्ट 1 एंड पार्ट 2. पार्ट 1 8 to 9:30 और 9:45 हम ट्राई करेंगे 1.5 hour और 1 hour 45 minutes में कवर करने का. एंड आफ्टर दैट 10 to 11:30 1.5 hour I'll be teaching you part 2. At the same time tomorrow we'll be taking part 3. that will be a bit different. कुछ लोग उसको directly different chapter भी consider कर सकते हैं, boats and stream, but I'll call it as a part of time speed distance. Okay, so 3 parts में. So here's the first part. चलो let's go ahead. Those who are watching me for the first time, new to our channel, guys, my name is Shyam Jagrut. I have been training the student for last 8 years and I have trained more than 7,000 students for MBA entrance exams like CAT, SNAP, CT and other MBA entrance exams. You can say MAT, ATMA, everything. Okay, so I do teach the students for quantitative ability, logical reasoning and data interpretation. तो आज हम जो करने वाले हैं दैट्स द पार्ट ऑफ क्वांटिटेटिव एबिलिटी, और उसमें सब कॉन्सेप्ट सब टॉपिक के कैन से अरिथमेटिक हम आज करने वाले हैं. एंड दिस द लास्ट टॉपिक ऑफ अरिथमेटिक यू कैन से दैट इज टाइम, स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस. So hopefully all of you can hear me. Am I audible to everyone? Hello everyone, guys. Good evening. So let's go ahead. You'll really enjoy this topic. I'm going to teach you starting from the scratch. Okay, so जिनको भी टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस बिल्कुल नहीं आता है, अपने मन से ये डर हटा दीजिए कि आपको ये नहीं समझ में आएगा. So जिसको भी लगता है कि ये टॉपिक समझने में बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग है, बिकॉज आई मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट आई फाइंड काफ़ी सारे स्टूडेंट हैं जिसको ये टॉपिक बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग लगता है. तो hopefully you'll enjoy the session and जितनी भी कॉन्सेप्ट्स में पढ़ाऊंगा वो तुम्हें प्रॉपरली समझ में आएंगे. इफ नॉट यू कैन क्विकली ड्रॉप इन द कमेंट सेक्शन. जब भी तुम्हें कुछ भी डाउट आता है यू कैन डायरेक्टली इंटरप्ट इन बिटवीन. सो दैट्स व्हाट माय सजेशन इज. तो फॉर द लाइव व्यूअर्स जो भी ये सेशन देख रहे हैं गाइस, जब भी तुम्हें कोई भी डाउट आता है यू कैन जस्ट क्विकली ड्रॉप इन द कमेंट सेक्शन सो दैट आई विल बी हेल्प यू आउट विद द क्वेरी. So let's go ahead. So guys, this is the part 1. As I said, ये थोड़ा सा arithmetic part में थोड़ा सा lengthy topic है. You can say यहाँ पे बहुत सारे variety of questions है. At the same time यहाँ पे कुछ concepts number of concepts I cannot say कि बहुत ज़्यादा है, but बहुत carefully तुम्हें ध्यान देने की ज़रूरत है ये सारे concepts पे. Once you understand so first of all, जो बिगनर्स हैं I'll tell them recommend them to just understand what is the part 1 exactly about. After that 10 to 11:30 आज ही हम part 2 करने वाले हैं. And finally tomorrow I'll be teaching you the boats and stream, that is the part 3. I call it as time, speed, distance only. It's not a different topic. Okay, so boats and stream is not a different topic, it's simply time, speed, distance. Okay, तो दिस इज द पार्ट 1. अब पार्ट 1 में हमें क्या क्या चीजें डिस्कस करनी है ये हम पहले समझ लेते हैं. तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विल बी अंडरस्टैंडिंग द बेसिक्स ऑफ टाइम, स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस. सो बेसिक्स में क्या आता है गाइस, विल बी लर्निंग द फॉर्मूला, टाइम, स्पीड, डिस्टेंस के बीच में रिलेशन क्या है, विल बी सॉल्विंग फ्यू बेसिक क्वेश्चंस, इजी टू मॉडरेट लेवल. ओके, दैट्स व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू. एंड जितने जैसे जैसे तुम इजी टू मॉडरेट लेवल के जितने ज्यादा नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करते हो ना, सो दैट विल हेल्प यू बिल्ड द कॉन्सेप्ट. ओके, तो अगर कोई कैट के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहा है, सिंपल थिंग इज कैट इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ड्रिवन एग्जाम यू कैन से. तो अगर तुम डायरेक्टली जंप करोगे हायर लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी, कैट में टफ लेवल आता है मतलब तुम टफ लेवल से स्टार्ट करोगे, दैट्स नॉट अ राइट अप्रोच आई कैन से. every time you need to, whenever you are going to take any topic, whether it is from verbal ability or logical reasoning and data interpretation or quantitative ability, try to practice some questions from easy level, moderate level, and then come to the tough level. So that's the key, because once you practice moderate level questions regularly, तो टफ लेवल क्वेश्चंस डेफिनेटली तुम्हारे लिए बहुत इजी हो जाएंगे. दैट्स द की पॉइंट टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वांटिटेटिव एबिलिटी, यू कैन से. तो गाइज हमें क्या करना है, आज हम यहाँ पे करेंगे बेसिक्स ऑफ टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस, जहाँ पे हम समझेंगे टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस के बीच में रिलेशन क्या है, प्रोपोर्शनलिटी रिलेटेड कुछ चीजें मैं डिस्कस करूंगा. आफ्टर दैट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट फ्रॉम this topic is conversion of the unit, and most of the student they commit silly mistake just because of this part. I'm emphasizing on this. किसी को भी लगता है कि हाँ किलोमीटर टू मीटर तो मुझे आता है, देन मीटर पर सेकेंड टू किलोमीटर पर आवर भी आता है, देन आवर्स टू मिनट्स, मिनट्स टू सेकेंड, सब कुछ आता है. यू नो द कन्वर्जन, बट द प्रॉब्लम इज गाइस यू टेक इट सो लाइटली, एंड एक्चुअली जब टाइम आता है उसको अप्लाई करने का क्वेश्चंस में, सो यू गो रॉन्ग देयर. So make sure you practice it very properly and you understand, you're paying attention to this conversion of units. That's really important. After that मैं आपको समझाने वाला हूँ that is the average speed. So average speed के दो different cases हम discuss करेंगे, time same and distance same. Really important. इसमें से ये बहुत important है, distance same. Most of the students get confused over here. तो आज जो मैं पढ़ाने वाला हूँ गाइज, दैट विल बी अ बेसिक फाउंडेशन फॉर योर दिस टॉपिक, दैट इज टाइम स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस. एंड आफ्टर दैट आई विल बी गिविंग यू सम क्वेश्चंस टू प्रैक्टिस. तो प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस में क्वेश्चंस इजी नहीं रहेंगे, इट विल बी ऑफ इजी लेवल एज वेल एज मॉडरेट. एट द सेम टाइम जो कैट में आते हैं उस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस भी हम यहाँ पे कुछ प्रैक्टिस करेंगे. सो डेफिनेटली आज मुझे सब कुछ पढ़ाना है एंड प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन भी करवाने हैं, तो हो सकता है कि ज़्यादा प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन में मैं हायर लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी ज़्यादा इंक्लूड ना करूँ, बट डेफिनेटली आई हैव ट्राइड टू इंक्लूड द मॉडरेट लेवल ऑफ डिफिकल्टी. ओके, then I'll be conducting a different session to practice the higher level of difficulty. Okay, in today's, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आज हम higher level of difficulty बिल्कुल नहीं करने वाले, it's not like that. आज भी हम यहाँ पे higher level of difficulty की questions करने वाले हैं. Okay, so let's start guys. So those who are watching me for the those who are watching me live, they can quickly drop in the comment section. All of you here guys, good evening everyone. Okay, so that's the simple agenda for today's session. Let's go ahead. Before we start with the session guys, let me quickly tell you that you can join us on, those who are new to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to our channel, that is Unacademy CAT4MBA, our new channel for CAT, where you'll be getting the complete support for your preparation. And you can also join us on Telegram, that is CAT4MBA is our Telegram group, where you'll be getting the PDF materials for every session that we conduct on YouTube, as well as every session that we conduct on Plus platform, or you can say Unacademy platform. So guys, those who are willing to go for the Plus subscription of Unacademy, they can use this code SHAM1 to avail 10% of the discount. Okay, so let me tell you a few benefits of this this subscription. यहाँ पे तुम्हें मिलते हैं गाइस, 1 year plan is close to 16,000 and 2 year plan is close to 19,000. So those who are preparing for the CAT 2020 this year and also writing few other MBA entrance exams like SNAP, CT, MAT, at my any of the other exam, it may be ZAT or IFT. So you can go for, I'll recommend to go for the 1 year subscription, which is close to 16,000. And those who are planning to write the CAT next year, 2021, and also those who are going to write other MBA entrance exams next year like SNAP, CT, MAT, SAT, they can go for this 2 year subscription. where it costs close to 19,000. So these are few recommendations from my side, and do not forget to use this code SHAM1 to avail 10% of the discount. So let's go ahead guys, let's start with the session. And चलो आज सीखते हैं हम टाइम, स्पीड एंड डिस्टेंस. So let me quickly tell you a few basic things. Okay, so let's understand what is the relation between time, speed and distance. Okay, so let's say I want to travel from, let's take a small example that you definitely understand. I want to travel from Pune to Mumbai, and the approximate distance from Pune to Mumbai is 200 kilometers. Okay, I'm driving at the speed of 40 kilometers per hour. So I'll be covering 40 kilometers and per an hour. So 40 kilometers per hour, that simply means definitely I'll be taking, कितना time लगेगा मुझे इसको distance खत्म करने के लिए? 1 hour I'll be just covering 40. So 40, 40, 40 and so on. I'll be required 200 divided by 40, that comes out to be 5 hours. It will take 5 hours for me to travel from Pune if I go by this, right? So simply it means time is distance on speed. Or even if I want to travel this distance in 5 hours, that simply means my speed should be distance upon time, that comes out to be 200 divided by 5, that should be 40 kilometers per hour. और अगर मैं तुम्हें ये देता हूँ कि स्पीड 40 किलोमीटर पर आवर है एंड टाइम इज 5 hours, सो डेफिनेटली डिस्टेंस इज स्पीड इनटू टाइम, that comes out to be 40 into 5, 200 kilometers. So hopefully all of you understood what's the relation between distance, speed and time. So basically guys क्या होता है, अगर मैं स्पीड ज़्यादा रखूँगा तो डेफिनेटली मुझे टाइम कम लगेगा, एंड इफ आई डिक्रीज माई स्पीड, अगर मैं स्पीड कम रखूँगा तो डेफिनेटली मुझे टाइम ज़्यादा लगेगा. दैट्स व्हाट यू कैन कंक्लूड फ्रॉम दिस. तो हमें प्रोपोर्शनैलिटी भी सीखना है. So let's go ahead. So first formula, complete topic, this complete topic revolves around the same formula, that speed is equal to distance on time, or you can modify this formula as distance is equal to speed into time. Even some of you can modify it as time is equal to distance upon speed, right? So that is one and the same thing, but one thing you should definitely remember, that when distance is constant, speed and time are in inverse proportion. That definitely means if we increase the speed, time will definitely decrease, and if we decrease the speed, time duration will definitely increase. Keeping in mind distance is, that's an important thing to use. मैं बाकी proportionality नहीं बताऊंगा because that's direct proportionality. Just you can remember speed and time are in inverse proportion. अगर तुम्हें ये पूछा है speed and time, they are in inverse proportion, if you are supposed to conclude what is the proportionality between distance and speed, that's really simple. If we increase the speed, definitely distance will increase. If we decrease the speed, definitely distance will decrease. So that's the direct proportion. Even if it for distance and time, decrease the time, keeping in mind speed is constant, that definitely distance will decrease, and accordingly if you increase the time, then definitely distance will increase. So distance, time, distance, speed are in direct proportion, and one thing you need to remember, that the most important thing, that is speed and time are in inverse proportion. That simply means if we increase the speed, time will definitely decrease, and if we decrease the speed, go slower, the time duration for the journey will definitely increase. So these are the simple things related to speed, time and distance that you need to remember. Okay, so let's go ahead. For the next thing, जो मैंने सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बताया था, व्हाट इज कन्वर्जन. कन्वर्जन सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पे. 1 किलोमीटर इज 1000 meters. All of you know this, I'm quite sure. बट द प्रॉब्लम इज गाइस, तुम वापस से कंफ्यूज हो जाते हो कि कब मल्टीप्लाई करना है, कब डिवाइड करना है. एज सिंपल एज दैट. 1 किलोमीटर इज 1000. अगर मैं तुम्हें 5 किलोमीटर पूछूंगा तो इट शुड बी 5000. सो सिंपल लॉजिक. You want to convert meter kilometer to meter, you will be multiplying by 1000. And if you want to convert meters to kilometer, you will be dividing by 1000. That's the same way. 1 hour is 60 minutes. All of you know that 60 minutes is 3600 seconds. If you want to convert, yeah, multiplying it by 60, right? So if you want to convert time, hours to minute into 60, minutes to seconds. But if you want to go in a reverse way, seconds to minute, you should divide it by 60, and minutes to hours, you should divide it by 60. Right. Then the most important thing, for 1 kilometer per hour, how is it 5 by 18? Most of the students know it is 5 by 18. So let me quickly explain how it comes 5 by 18 meter per second or 1 kilometer per hour. So you know, speed is distance upon time. So let's say 1 kilometer in 1 hour, 1 kilometer distance in 1 hour. Let's convert this distance into meter. 1000 meters. 1 hour, we know that is 3006. So surely 2 zeros cancel it. It will be 5 by 8 meter per second. So simply you can remember, if you want to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, you can multiply it by 5 by 18. And if you want to convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, you can simply multiply. Do not divide. Divide by 5 by 18, it simply means multiply it by 18 by 5 kilometers. That's the simple thing we can conclude. Let's go ahead and discuss few more things. Sure. So here is the first question, guys. Hopefully all of you understood the concept. Anil calculated that it would take 45 minutes to cover 60 kilometers by his car. Right? So we are given with the time and the distance. So can we calculate the speed? Yes, definitely. Speed is distance upon time. That simply means 60 kilometers in 45 minutes. So what you need to do, this time is in minutes. So 45 divided by 60, that comes out to be 3 by 4. I converted this time into hours. 3 by 4. Again the complete calculation. यहाँ पे आएगा 20 into. So speed of his car is definitely 80 kilometers per hour. Right? After that, how long will it take to cover the same distance if the speed of his car is reduced by 5? It is reduced by 5 means new speed will definitely be 75 kilometers per hour. And he wanted to cover the same distance. So we know the distance remains same, that is 60 kilometers. So what should be the new time? New time should be distance upon, that comes out to be divided by 70, comes out to be 4 by 5. 4 by 5 hours, if you want to convert it in minutes, you should multiply it by 60. 4 by 5, that comes out to 12 into 4. That's the answer options. So guys, hopefully all of you understood this part. Let's Go ahead and practice few more questions. When the speed of a train is increased by 20%, it takes 20 minutes less to cover the same distance. What is the time taken to cover the same distance with the actual speed? So I can simply say speed of the train is 100, new speed will be 120. Simply ratio is, then time must be in the ratio 6:5, because speed and time are in inverse proportion whenever the distance is constant और distance is same, you can say. तो अगर speed का ratio x is to y है तो time का ratio क्या होना चाहिए, y, right? So it takes 20 minutes less. It takes 6x, now it will just take 5x. X minute less, x is 20. Simply it means 120 minute and 100 minute. Right, there is a difference of 20. What is the time taken to cover the same distance with actual speed? With actual speed, that is 100%, it took 120 minutes. That is nothing but two answer option. Hopefully all of you understood this. Okay, so here is the next question. Excluding the stoppage, the speed of the bus is 54 km. अगर नॉन स्टॉप ट्रैवल करती है तो it will count 54 1 hour. So actually the original speed is 54 kilometers per. Now including the stoppage, it can just go. Now अभी भी ये speed उतना ही है, but it can just travel 45 kilometers, so 9 kilometer less. तो ये कवर नहीं कर पाए, right? So simply I can say the time for stoppage, time for the time for stoppage must be equal to time to cover 9 kilometer, and the actual speed is 54 kilometer per hour. So time is distance upon speed. So 9 kilometer distance with the speed of 9 kilometer distance with the speed of 54 kilometer per hour, it has to be 1 by 6. That is 1 by 6 hours. 1 by 6 hour is nothing but 10 minutes. 1 by 6 into 6. 1 by 6 hours into 60 minutes is just 10 minutes. Hopefully all of you understood this part. Let's try this one. Anand can beat Ridan in 5 meter in 100-meter race. तो अगर आनंद 100 मीटर ट्रैवल कर लेता है, Ridan can just travel 95. At the same time, B can beat C by 10 meter in 200-meter race. तो अगर B 200 ट्रैवल कर लेता है, C can just travel 190. Then in 400-meter race, A beats C by what? So it simply means A is to B. अगर A 100 जाता है तो B सिर्फ 95 जा सकता है, and B अगर 200 जाता है can just 1090. So let's try to get the ratio. 20 is to 90. Here it will be 20. 20 is to 90. We can say A is to B is to C. इसको डबल इसको 19 400 is to 80 must be 80. So 400 is to 80. So the answer must be 39. So hopefully all of you understood this part. Let's go ahead and try this question. You have 1 minute to answer this question. Quickly guys, drop in the comment section if you have any answer. Anyone? Any answer guys? So the difference between the time taken in covering certain journey is decreased by 45 minutes when the speed is increased from 10 to 20 kilometers. So can I say if my speed is 10 and it is increased to 10, so surely time will be in the ratio of 2 is to 1, because the speed are in the ratio, speed is in the ratio to 1 is to 2. So now if it takes, the difference is 45 minutes, right? Here the difference is just 1, 2 and 1, difference is just 1. So actual difference is 45 minutes. It will be 45 minutes and 90 minutes full time. That is, you can say 1.5 hours and 0.7. So definitely distance must be 10 meters per hour into 1.5. Distance must be 10 into 1. Right? After that, what is the difference between the time taken when the same distance is covered by 40 and 50? So if I want to divide this, T1 is 15 divided by 40, T2 is 15 divided by 20. That comes out to be 3 by 5, and here it is 3 by 8. Right, 3 by 8 hours. So difference 3 by 8 minus 3 by 5 comes out to 25. We are taking difference, so you can simply take the mod. 15 minus 24 is 9 by 9 by 9 by 40 into 68. 3 2, it's 13.5. You can do the calculation part at your own. Chalo, quickly speed up guys. Let's go ahead for the next question. A can give a start of 20 meters to B, and B can give a start of 10 meters to C in a race of 200 meters. By how many meters A can beat C in the same? Simply it means A can give B a start of 20 meter in a 200 meter. That simply means he can cover 200 meters. He'll come to the finishing line. He can give us B a start of 20 meters. Just subtract 20 meter. We'll go 20 meter ahead and then A will start. So simply we can cover just 180 meter by the time he can cover 200 meter. And we can give start of 10 meter to C. Start of 10 meter, that simply means C can cover 190 meter by the time we can cover complete 2. So if you take the ratio, A is to B, 200 is to 180, and for B is to B, it will be 200 is to 190. That is 10 is to 9. B is to C, 20. A is to B and B is to C, that's what we know. A is to B is to C, so we need to calculate and multiply it by 20. Can go 100 by the time they will cover 180 meter. By the time 80 minutes, 180, 9 into 20 into 9 has to 9 plus 8 is 70. 171, sorry. So it has to be 29. So hopefully all of you understood this. Go ahead. Now let's come to the average speed. The next thing that we are supposed to understand in this topic is average speed. So what is the average speed? Let's say a person traveled from Pune to Mumbai at the speed of 60 km per hour and came back with the speed of 90 km per hour. What is the average? So first thing, the common mistake that student do it, 60 plus 90 divide by 2, that completely wrong, because the average speed simply means the total distance divide by total. Okay, so let's say from Pune to Mumbai the distance is d and the person is traveling with the speed of s1 and come back with the speed of s2. So whatever the time taken, it will be d upon s1, and time to come back will be d upon s2. That's the simple logic. So average speed must be equal to d plus d. D distance जाना, d distance वापस आना, and the time must be t1 plus t2. Right, so it has to be d upon s1 plus d upon s2. If you solve this equation, you'll get twice of s1 divided by s1 plus. Simple answer for this question, twice of plus 60 into 9 upon 60 plus 9 has to be twice of 60 into 90, 150, comes out to be 9 for 30, has to be 72 kilometers per hour. Yes, right, Prerna, you're correct. It's 72. Why not this 75? This is wrong because it will be right only when the time is same. Right, Prerna? A person traveled at the rate of, let's say, 60 km per hour for 2 hours and at the speed of 90 km per hour for the same time, that is 2 hours, then it will be right 60 into 2 plus 90 into 2 divided by 2 hours plus 2 hours, it has to be 4 hours. Right? 300 divided by 4, it has to be 75 kilometers per hour. So you can simply, if time is same, what you can do, 60 plus 90 divided by 2. No, it's not for CAT, Prerna, it's from your concept building. It has to be 150 divided by 2, it has to be 75 km per hour. This is the part 1 of the session and I'm going to teach you the complete session today, and I'll be live from 10 to 12 today itself. So I'll be teaching this topic for next 4 hours and I'll be covering the board science stream tomorrow, that is 10 to 12 tomorrow. I'll be covering the third part. So I have divided this part in this time speed distance in total 6 hours of the session. So hopefully you can understand. There are many students who don't know the basics. So simply you can remember that if the time is same, you can simply say the average speed is s1 plus s2 divided by 2, and if the distance is same, the average speed will be twice of s1 plus twice into s1 into s2 divided by s1 plus s2. So let's try. If you want to try for this question, you can definitely try. So let's see, Prerna, if you can solve this question. So if you understand what is the average speed, so I can challenge you to solve this question. Can you solve this? Can you please drop in the comment if you know the answer for this question? Let's see if you can solve. So if you use this formula, the average speed is twice of s1 into s2 divided by s1 plus s2. Here it won't be possible because the s1 is 60 km/h and we are supposed to find the s2 such that the average speed during the whole journey is 120 km/h. So if you solve this, it will be twice of 60 into s2 divided by 60 plus s2, which we want it to be 120 kilometer. But if you solve this, what will happen, guys? Here this 120 will get cancelled over here, and s2 divided by 60 plus s2 won't be equal to 1 upon 1, because the number plus 60 plus of that number will not come as 1:1. So this is not possible. This is what we can conclude from this. Let's go ahead for this. Sona travels 600 kilometer to his house, partly by train and partly by car. So he takes 8 hours. If he travels 120 kilometer by train and the rest by car, he takes 20 minutes more if he travels 200 kilometer by train and the rest by car. Find the speed of the train in kilometer per hour. So 120 kilometer by train. So let's take the speed of the train is x and the speed of the car is y. So definitely 120 divided by x, 120 kilometer by train and the rest by car. The distance is 480 kilometer, that is by car, and this should be 8 hours. And here 20 minute is 1 by 3 hour. So 8 plus 1 by 3, that comes out to be 25 by 3 hours. So if he travels 200 kilometer by train, that is 200 by x plus 400 by y, has to be 25 by 3. So if you do the calculation part, you'll get 15 upon x and here it will be 60 upon y. 25 divided, if you divide by 25, it will be 8 and here it will be 16. So simply you can say 15 upon x has 15 upon x plus 60 upon y has to be equal to 8 upon x plus 16 upon y. That is 7 upon x will be equal to, let me check the calculation. So even if you put the values, it is really clear about this question. Need not to solve it by equation. Simply if you take this as 60, this will be 2 and this will be 8. So simply you can answer it as 60. Need not to solve it. Let's try for the next. For covering the distance of 3 kilometer, a man takes 3 hours. He takes 40 minutes less if he moves 3 kilometer faster, and but if he moves 2 kilometers slower, it takes 40 minutes more. Then what is the value of t? So the distance is p kilometer and it takes t hours for him. It takes 40 minutes less if he moves 3 kilometer faster. So that's simply speed into time is the distance, right? That's the value of p, you can say. But here if he moves faster, s plus 3 into t minus 40, that's the value of st. And if you go for this st must be also equal to s minus 2 into t plus 40. So if we solve this will be st into st minus 40s plus 3t minus, so st gets cancelled, and this here in this equation you will be getting st plus 40s minus 2t minus 8 gets cancelled, so we can get 40s minus 3t plus 120 equals to 0, and at the same time 40s minus 2t minus 80 equals to 0. So if you subtract this, 40s gets cancelled, 2 minus 2t plus t, this will be t. So t comes out to be 200. So if t is 200, you can simply say, if you put here 600 minus 600, this will be 480. So 40s must be equal to 480, s has to be 24. That comes out to be 42.5. Let's go ahead for the next question. A man travels 1200 km from A to B by air, train and ship. The distance traveled by the ship is twice as the distance traveled by the train, and the average speed of the aircraft is twice the overall speed and time he was on the ship. And the time he was on the ship was 3 times the time he was in the train. If the man travels 10 hours by train of the total 50 hours, then what is the total distance travel covered by the ship? तो यहाँ पे पहले है aircraft, then by train, and at last by ship. So first thing, the distance traveled by the ship is twice as the distance traveled by the train. So even if you go by the answer option, that's perfectly fine. So this is 2x, this is x, I'm just writing the distance. This will be 1200 minus 3x. The time he was on the ship was thrice the time was on the train. The man travels 10 hours by train. So here is 10 hours, here it is 30 hours, here it must be 10, right? So even if you check for the condition, your answer has to be 480 kilometer, because if we take the total distance covered by the ship is 480, that means this should be 240 and this must be 720, which will definitely satisfy the value. So answer is a really easy question, you can say. that's it for this session. So the part 2 of the speed time distance will be starting at 10 p.m. So guys, those who are willing to go for the plus subscription of Unacademy, they can use this code SHAM1 to avail 10% of discount. And do subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon so that you'll be notified about our upcoming sessions. Also join us on Telegram, that is CAT4MBA is our Telegram group where you'll be getting the PDF notes for each and every session that we conduct here. That's it for the day. So see you at 10